Hi everyone, it's Marvel DC Fan here with another episode of Pickups and Purchases. I know this is a bit late, but yeah, I figured for the hell of it, we'll just go through some of the stuff I bought over the summer, and yeah. so, um, without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first thing I kind of wanted to get out of the way, and some of my favorite things I bought over the summer were these two. Actually, there's three of them here, which I'll show in a second. So we have the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, and then also we have the PlayStation Classic. So I've always been a fan of mini consoles. For a long time, I was always like, when they announced these, I really wanted to get them just because, like, retro gaming is super expensive, and you gotta be able to make space somehow, with cartridges and all that. Even though I love collecting older games, the thing with those is that it's a whole different process for storing them, which is why most of my cartridges are in the closet there. But so these mini consoles were a good way of experiencing some of the best games for their respective systems, and because of fans and other things, they found a way to kind of make things better in some cases. And so yeah, the first one I bought was the Super Nintendo one. So I bought the Super Nintendo Classic first. It was the cheapest, and it was like about $100 or so. So that was really good. And then next was this guy, the NES, which I bought shortly after the Super Nintendo. I think it was like a week later. I saw this for a good price, because these things have gone super high exponentially. So I found this for the right price, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it, and just make sure I have it. The last of which is this guy, which I already did an unboxing video for, so you can go check that out. And yeah, this one, like, the process of making it better was a little more difficult, because it's not the same as these two over here. It's a whole different process. But I have been experimenting with this one, and base PS1 Classic, it sucks, but the things you can do with this are actually pretty incredible when you really dig deep in there. So I don't regret the purchase. There's only one that I didn't get initially, which was a Genesis Mini, which I hope I can secure at a later date. So stay tuned for that. So now let's get into the actual, games and stuff here. So the first one we have is just was a random buy on a day. It wasn't like anything specific, but the extended cut for Suicide Squad. It was $5, and for years I saw this on Amazon for like 20, and I was just like, nah, it's not worth it. And then I saw one day they were having a sale at a local store that I go to sometimes, where you buy movies and records and music and that kind of thing. It's all like very nerdy stuff. So I saw it was like $5, and I'm just like, okay, now's the time to get it. I probably said this before in a bunch of other videos, but I am a stickler when it comes to buying certain versions of movies. Like, I'll buy, if there's I'll buy a theatrical cut, but if there's an extended version, then I'll definitely go out of my way to get it. And apparently there is some changes that make this a better movie, but probably not super substantial. But so another thing I got was also just a random buy at a store, which was Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. So yeah, after I got my Switch, I was looking to kind of get some new games, and I was at a store and they had a discount section for Switch games. Like, it was a small pile of stuff, and it was like there was like other games, like some Lego stuff, Five Nights at Freddy's, that kind of thing. But Monkey Ball was something I've always wanted to get into for a certain period of time. There's a lot of franchises, which I've said on countless occasions, that I've wanted to kind of get into, and Monkey Ball was one of them. You know, before they had Banana Blitz HD on the Switch, and I remember seeing trailers for this one, which was like Monkey Ball 1, 2, and some elements of Deluxe and a couple other games remade. So I was like, okay, now is the time to kind of see what this franchise is about, and it actually is a pretty fun game, so I would recommend people get it, and I like it. So the next few purchases were just things that were kind of, you know, it was one day, I was with my friend, you know, I was kind of feeling a little down at the time, and I was just like, you know what, I think I deserve to splurge a bit. So we were at a GameStop, and the first two things I bought were Lego Marvel Superheroes for the Switch and Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, Lego Marvel is something I owned before, or something I already have. I have it on the PS3. My friend gave it to me for a birthday present, but I bought the Switch version because, you know, it includes all the DLC, and also, you know, I already had Lego Marvel 2 on the Switch, and I was like, you know what, it wouldn't hurt to kind of complete the pairing. So I bought Lego Marvel, and then I bought Metroid Prime, which was, you know, another one of those cases where it's just like, I want to play some games on the Switch, and you know, I like Metroid, never really played any Metroid games, so let's give Metroid Prime a shot. And I did play it like not too long ago. I played it all the way to the end, and it is still a really good title. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. There were some stuff which it was just like, but like overall, I think Metroid Prime, for any gaming enthusiast, is worth checking out at some point or another. So yeah, definitely would recommend it. Oh yeah, just wanted to get this out of the way because I know this is not part of the same deal as those two, but so I was on eBay and I found this for the right price. I know some people are like, why aren't you just content on, you know, playing one version of the game? Well, I'm always interested to see where certain series and whatever got their roots. And Metroid Prime, to me, was always like one of those GameCube must-play games. So I found it it was like $20, which was a steal. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. So now I have it, and yeah, I mean, me and AJ were talking about a while ago. We were talking about like collabs we can do for reviews and stuff. And one game that he always wanted, you know, me to play and try out was Metroid Prime. So it is definitely going to be a video at some point or another, and I'll probably have AJ with me. So, but yeah, great stuff. So on our travels, we were out and about, and we went to a local vintage game store that was kind of out of our way. And a couple things I found there were GTA San Andreas. This one was $14, I think, 10 or yeah, it was like $14. And I was just like, I have Vice City and I have GTA 3, so let me get this to kind of complete the collection. And also while I was there, another thing I found was Last of Us. Now, in case you're wondering, this was an intentional buy because, you know, we're doing a Last of Us review by the end of this year, and I was just like, okay, let me play this. Let me play this, you know, or at least have it for the purpose of the review. Maybe show off a bit of gameplay footage and that kind of thing. But also, I was just at a point, like, I'm still trying to collect PS3 games, and a lot of them are going for super cheap. So this one was like around the same price, $14 or something. So it was, to me, it was worth it in my eyes. And it completes my trilogy of Last of Us ports. So PS3, PS4, and now PS5. So I have the trilogy of the first Last of Us game, which sounds stupid in hindsight, but whatever. Another thing I found for the right price was this game, The Amazing Spider-Man on the Vita. Yeah, not really gonna dig into it. It was just one of those things where it was like, this port is unique in its own ways. Like the fact that the other, like on 3DS, it's not entirely the same game. You can't explore the open world in that version, but you can in this. It doesn't run super well, but it is like, it is interesting to look back on. So yeah, found it for a decent price, and I was just like, okay, mine. Okay, so next up, I was at a Walmart, my local Walmart. I was just going out and about one day, and I found this in one of those bargain bins, you know, the ones you dig around in, and I was just like, you know what, let's get it. So SpongeBob, season 1 and season 2, which are some of the best seasons of the show. So of course, you know, as a fan of classic SpongeBob, I just had to get this for myself. And so originally I was gonna buy, like, there's a whole DVD collection of like the first 100 episodes, which I was gonna get, but I was like, you know what, you know, I can always get like the third season at another time, and so let's just get this. And I'm happy with it. So the same day I was out and about, when I found SpongeBob, I was in the same area right next to Walmart. There's a Goodwill that just opened up, and I was in the Goodwill and I was just looking around, seeing what they had for like movies and video games and that kind of thing. And yeah, I found Halo 4. Ignore the stickers and stuff. I hate when stickers don't rip properly. Just for the record, it came like this. But yeah, I found Halo 4. The thing is that, like, when I bought it, firstly I bought it with just change, so I had a loony and toonie on me. I was just like, here you go. But the thing is that when I brought it home, I realized not too long afterwards that it didn't come with the main disc. Like, it just had the multiplayer disc, which was like, just fuck, it was the worst. But yeah, I went on eBay and I found somebody was selling the disc one for like $5. So I was just like, okay, I'll buy the disc and then, you know, just put it in the case, and, you know, I can just have Halo 4. So yeah, I've been slowly, like, you see it throughout my videos, but I'm in a slow, like, Halo collecting binge. So I have all 5 of the main games. I don't have Infinite yet, but we're slowly getting there. Also Reach, ODST, that kind of thing. So yeah. So not too long afterwards, the job I was working for 6 years, I was no longer there, but I had a couple of purchases that I made like right beforehand, which I was debating on canceling them, but these two were just things that were just, you know, they were mostly cheap, so I was like, well, you know, I'd only be getting back like $15, you know, that kind of, like, not expensive at all. So the two in question are Rare Replay for Xbox One and Friday the 13th for Xbox One. So Rare Replay, this was something that like I wanted to own for myself. My friend had it years ago. He had an Xbox One, and I went over to his house and we played, like, there was a day where we played a whole bunch of Rare games back to back. We did all generations too. We played like all the N64 stuff. We played Killer Instinct, and you know, it was like we played a little bit of Viva Pinata and just that kind of thing. But I remember there was one point where like we were playing Banjo-Kazooie, and you know, I'm having fun with the game. I'm going through collecting jiggies and you know, that kind of thing. I look over at my friend. He fell asleep. He was tired that day. So for years I was just like, man, I would love to get this for myself. And I found this, it was like $12 on eBay. And I was just like, you know what? Sold. I'll get that. As for Friday the 13th, this was right after the Iron Man revisit. So I was making up a list of games that I would want to do in the future, and I remembered that they announced the game was getting delisted, and also the servers were going offline next year. So I was just like, okay, we can take a look at the game, but let's do it through the Xbox version, like, just to be different. And also we'll probably do the Switch version later too. But yeah, so I got the Xbox, and you know, I already had like the main base version on PS4. So I was just like, let me just get the Ultimate Slasher Edition for Xbox. I was gonna buy the collector's edition that came with the hockey mask, but I saw a couple listings and they wanted like, it was like $400 they wanted for the fucking thing, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So yeah, this is what we have left of that now. Yeah, stay tuned next year. So everyone, that is going to be it for this episodes of Pickups and Purchases. I'm going to try, just like I did with last year, we're going to do, the next time I come back to this series will be like fall stuff, like stuff I bought over like September, October, before the snow falls, before the snow hits, and life's miserable and cold. But yeah, but I hope everybody enjoyed this. Let me know what you think of the purchases that were made over the summer. Was there stuff that you liked, some stuff you want to play? Like, let me know. I'm curious. But until next time, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.